welcome into episode number 20, fellas. Man, we are so excited. It's a Tuesday night, and we have so much stuff going on in the world of sports. I got my two partners with me. I got the G Mike, and I got the BC Brandon with me, guys. I'm so excited, man. Like I was saying before, we are on episode number 20. We could not have done it without you guys, so we really, really appreciate that out there. We are Views from the Stands, and we are a fun sports talk show. G Mike, man, how you doing tonight, man? You got anything you want to tell the audience, man, about number 20, man? It's a big deal for us.
Yeah, man. Hey, we just got to keep it going, keep it consistent. Pretty exciting. You know, we got a lot more episodes to come, a lot more sports to talk about, a lot more beefing going on this podcast. So I'm excited, baby.
There we go. Mr. BC, man. Let the people know, man. It's number 20. How you feeling, brother?
Number 20. No, man. It feels really good, like considering where we started from at the beginning of this to see how we progressed to now. So I'm looking forward, like, you know, celebrating the past, looking behind a little bit, but now I'm ready to see what the future got, see where this goes.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, yeah, like I was saying before, we are Views from the Stands, and we are live pretty much anywhere that you guys are. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Spotify. We are live on Millions. We are live on everywhere out there. TikTok, you name it, we got it.
Everywhere.
Well, fellas,
everywhere.
we also have a big show tonight. We have the World Series going to be taking place while we're recording. We got some basketball talk going on. There's a couple undefeated teams we're going to mention. It's midway point of the NFL season, so we want to find out from the Views from the Stands, who's real, who's not. We're going to break down each division and let you know who we think. We're going to give a little bit of mid-season NFL awards to the players out there as well. Before we get into all the sports talk, we have to pay some bills. Mr. G, Mike, let the people know what to do.
Yes, sir, guys. I run a Telegram channel where we offer sports gambling slips for $5 a month to get you from anywhere from $20 to $50 to $100 a day. Right in the chat right now. I just put the link in the chat. You'll see it there. If not, if you're watching the recorded episode, you'll see the link on your screen, or just hit me up on one of my socials, slide in my DM, and we'll get you on and popping.
That's right. That's right. Mr. BC, you got something big going on too, man. Let the people know.
I mean, my wife and I, we got our little small business, Brandest.media, down here in Central Florida. We got your wedding photography, engagement photography, and videography needs right here. I'm just like photography, videography so many times. I'm sleep right here.
Videography.
That's besides the point. But no,
he's a hardworking man. He's tired, man.
Oh man, that. You know what? I should have said that on my headline right there. I'll probably edit it mid show right here. I'm always tired. But no, like we got our small business down here though. We've been making things happen for a lot of great couples. So if anybody you know has got an important question to ask, or if you guys got those two big words that you're gonna say on that special day, hit us up at Brandest.media. We'll make sure we create those memories that last a lifetime.
There we go, man. Don't support all the small businesses out there, man. If anybody else is interested in getting anything on Views from the Stands, just let us know. We're more than happy to promote and support anybody out there. Well, boys, we came here to talk some sports, and we got some sports to talk about. Let's go ahead and jump into the World Series. The LA Dodgers are up 3-0 on the New York Yankees, man. And this has been the freaking Freddie Freeman show, man. Freddie Freeman has just been on fire. We missed out on over the weekend. It had some stuff come up, so we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. But if you didn't get a chance to see it, that grand slam, the first time ever, was absolutely amazing. And then Freddie Freeman didn't stop there. He's got 2 more home runs in 2 more games. Brandon, I know you're a big baseball guy. You and I both picked the Dodgers. I don't think either one of us had them almost sweeping, maybe a gentleman sweep. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Freddie Freeman right now, bro?
I'm thinking that the Rays missed out big time on getting Freddie Freeman a few seasons ago when he left Atlanta for LA. I know there was like that rumor back then that we had made him a slight offer. My gosh, what that would look like right now having him on this team. But anyway, Freeman's living up to the hype, living up to the billing fully. This is not anything new to him. He's used to performing on the big stage. So, just to see him going after another ring, getting a chance potentially, obviously, knock on wood right there. Dodgers are up 3-0 against the Yankees. He's been playing great. Dodgers as a whole have been playing great. And it's just, again, I'm a salty Rays fan, I know, but to see the Yankees down 3-0, it fills me with a little bit of some joy, a little joy right here. And, let's knock it over there for a sec. But I'm just so giddy. I'm just knocking everything over left, right, and center. But no, it's definitely great to see Freeman living up to it, and it's great to see Shohei potentially on the cusp of getting that first ring. So I love it. I know George is going to talk a little bit about it from the Yankees' perspective, but I think LA is just doing everything that they need to do.
From a different point of view, our resident Yankees fan, how are you feeling?
It's very disappointing that we all thought you know, the MLB is going to give us a great series, a great World Series between two of the top franchises in MLB, two the historical franchises in MLB, two of the most paid franchises in the MLB.
Yeah.
They waste all their money on their players. They bring them in. They trade for other players. They give them fat contracts to get to this point, to the World Series. And then one team shows up and the other one doesn't. It's very sad to see. That first game, I'm pretty sure everyone thought, yo, this is going to be a great series. Yo, it's going down to the wire. Bottom of the 10th. Freddie Freeman hits a home run. All right, cool. He's a great hitter. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's going to happen. Whatever. On to game two. Then game two comes around, and you guys don't show up. All right, cool. Whatever. We're going to go back home. We're going to try and make this a series. Game three comes around.
Walker Buehler.
They didn't even get on the fucking subway to get to the game. They stayed their asses at home, bro. And it's very sad to see. Right now, Juan Soto's carrying the load on the hitting side, even though in game three he didn't get a hit. Aaron Judge is nowhere to be found. It's going to really affect his contract status this upcoming offseason, even though I'm pretty sure the Yankees are still going to give him a fat contract. But there might be another team out there that might try to give him a better contract. You know,
Yeah.
and after what the Yankees are seeing right now from his hitting, they're like, should we bring him back? Should we let him go? Who knows, man? But bro, Dodgers better pitching, better hitting. They're showing it all this series, and it looks like it's about to be a sweep, boys.
Yep. It really is just like a basic, like all around just domination. You know, like we talked about how the hitting was pretty close for both sides, but honestly, Yankees bats just haven't been there really. Like even when they show up, like George said, like it's not enough. And I mean, shoot, Walker Buehler yesterday. Like I was thinking of like a fair, insert Ferris Bueller's Day Off joke right here. But no, like he was on a tear for sure. Like 5 scoreless innings, something close to that. So he had a great game the other day. And now, game 4 is tonight. Literally as we're speaking, it is starting right now. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Dodgers are going to be turned into a bullpen day. This is something that
Exactly. That's a huge factor in this one.
Yeah, which I mean, if there was a game for the Dodgers to drop, it's gonna be this one because it's maybe the bullpen's overtaxed, maybe there's that one guy the Yankees scouted really well. But I do find it interesting that the Dodgers are turning to this style of your 3 ace starters and then going straight to the bullpen. That's something that I've again, I bring up the Rays a lot. I've just seen this happen a lot with the Rays. They're outraying the Rays. So it's just funny to see on that big stage.
Yes,
they're pulling our strategy better. But that's what happens when you give Andrew Freeman and the rest of these guys a lot of cash. You give them the ability to spend. So it's one of those where it sucks that it ain't us, but I am happy to see that it's happening today.
I mean, I think you have to. I mean, it's been brought up numerous times in the media, obviously, but what is going on with Aaron Judge in this situation? Is it a clutch thing? Is it that he's a power hitter and just trying to swing for the fence? He's trying to do too much. It's hard to figure out because it's not just this series. He's been pretty much awful the entire playoffs. I think in the entire playoffs, he's up to maybe 5 to 6 hits, and I want to say like 40 at bats. It's pretty historically bad for such a great player. And even though I am a Red Sox fan, and I know you're a Rays fan too, Brandon, I don't have anything against Aaron Judge. I think he's a really good ambassador for the Yankees. I like his style. He seems like a great dude. He's puts on a show. He can crush the ball. It's just really bad right now, and I can't figure out what it is. I don't think it's the big lights. You play in New York. Every game's a big light in New York. What do you guys think the problem is for him?
I think right now it was something that happened recently that just got into his mental space and it just messed up his mental fortitude. He's not in the right space right now in his mind when it comes to hitting. And we don't know what it is. It could be something personal. It could be something about the game. It could be something around the game. Who knows? But
Yeah.
I think that's what it really is. I think it's something just in his mind that is really affecting him on his hitting right now.
Yeah, honestly, like players go in slumps like this all the time, and we see this throughout the course of the regular season. Players go through a couple months where they're batting 150.
It just sucks. It's one of the biggest stars in the league, and that's the one that's struggling. Like
Exactly.
especially it's hyped up as this is going to be Judge and Ohtani. And you can throw Stanton in there too. Stanton and Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts has played perfectly fine. Stanton had the big home run, and then hasn't really done much since. Soto's been the savior. I mean that's pretty much been it for the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean,
they're down 3-0, so
Yeah.
not really saving none.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those things where you hate to see it happen, like you said, the great players on the great stage, but it's just one of those things. Well, you're struggling. It's time to figure it out. I know it you hate to see it like that, but it's game 4. This is literally do or die. If you don't figure it out tonight, this could be it.
Can I
Remember,
do one?
it's the first to 4. It's the first to 4.
Exactly.
Can I do
So it's
one
not over.
gripe that I think that baseball needs to try to figure out? And I know they're trying to speed it up a little bit, but these games just take so freaking long sometimes, man. Like I swear, like if when you're there, you don't feel it as much. But like watching on TV, these games feel like it starts in the morning and ends in the evening or something, man. Like they're just taking so long. And I know they're trying to speed it up, and it is the World Series. So you don't want guys taking bad pitches. I understand all those aspects of it, but I just wish they could come up with something to get this thing going a little bit earlier, man. You're looking at between the starting at 8:05 and ending around midnight, pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Like that's a bit long.
I think that
Maybe.
definitely they need to look at starting maybe at like 7 o'clock. That's a start, and then maybe keeping one of the rules that kind of peeves me a little bit is that they kind of go back to the original rules for the postseason, and it's like they could kind of just keep the regular season rules for the entire postseason. I think nobody would be unhappy with that.
See, I would be okay with cutting out some games. And I know that's probably unpure out there for the baseball, purists, if you will. I would be cool with 100. Cut out maybe 60. I know that's a lot of games, but go to 100. And I feel like that you can build around that, the race for 100, something along those lines. But there's just too many damn games. Like basketball's a little bit long too, but you could seriously miss a couple months of baseball and be perfectly fine and not miss anything, and that's a bad thing for baseball, I think.
But you're talking about shortening the season, or you're talking about
Yeah,
shortening
I feel like that if they shorten the season a little bit, like that would add maybe to the excitement. I don't know. I feel like baseball is just it's drug out a little bit too much. I probably not the most popular vote on there, but I don't know. Shorten the season. I that's what I would like, and then maybe come up with some sort of way to make the games a little bit quicker. I don't know what you do, and I have no plan on how you fix it. Because I know I do like the shot clock thing that they added. I think that has helped out a lot. But these guys are professional hitters. They're not going to swing at bad pitches, and I don't know. I just wish they could come up with something to make it a little bit faster. These games just seem like they're taking
7 innings.
I don't know if it's an innings thing. I really don't know, man. If anybody has any ideas out there, please let us know. And I promise you, I love the game of baseball and everything. I'm just saying it just seems like it just dragging for a little while. Like I was listening to it in the car, and I had about a 45-minute drive, and I feel like I got through like one pitch by the time there was like 4 commercials. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stuff like that. When you're there at a game, it's no big deal. There's stuff going on. You're entertained. But watching the same commercials and just overall, like the television presence, it seems like it drags.
I think the solution is just pretty simple. Just stop having a separate set of rules for the regular season and the postseason in terms of the clock, in terms of, the amount of batters that a pitcher's got to face, and just keep it the same. Like, keep the regular season rules that you've got in place for the postseason, and you'll see these games go down. Like, regular season games have been going down about a half hour since over the last few years. So, that'll automatically save, instead of 3.5, 4 hours, it'll be like 3 hours tops, maybe 3.5.
I don't know. I'm sure that'll be another debate for another season coming up or something like that. We can figure out a way to fix the MLB. That'll be That'll be our episode 120. How about that, guys?
Here we go. 62.
The GMs of MLB.
There we go, man. There we go. We'll be armchair quarterbacks and commissioner of every league. We'll fix it all. Just come to views from the stands, man.
We should.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and leave the MLB, but we'll give you guys updates as long as we're on the air and the games are going on. As of right now, quick update. I got my Dallas Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. It is currently 32-39. The World Series. I don't know if there's any kind of updates yet, but we're watching it for you guys out there as well. Well, speaking of, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it started as top of the first, man on second, 1 out.
Not bad. All right, fellas. Well, speaking of the NBA, just a quick update on there. We currently, with the season being so new, we currently have 3 undefeated teams right now. We have the Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Man, fellas, I would say maybe 2 out of the 3 I could believe being undefeated right now, but Cleveland being undefeated, that's pretty interesting right now, actually.
Before we go forward, quick update here. That 0-0 score in the World Series just got blown open 2-0. Freddie Freeman home run right there.
Another home run. This
you
guy
serious?
hit 4
Yeah.
home runs in 4
World
games.
Series.
Oh my
MVP,
God.
Freddie Freeman, man.
It's time to start calling him Freddie freaking Freeman, man.
Imagine the money you would make off of that if you would have put Freddie Freeman to hit a home run every single game of the World Series, bro. Imagine how much money you would have made putting $50 on
That's
that.
unheard
Bro.
of.
I gotta go
Dude,
grab my
man.
broom real quick, man. I gotta go grab my broom. Sorry, I have the urge to clean all of a sudden.
BC, don't make me fight you on this camera.
Hey, we'll be meeting up on Wednesday, man. I'm good with that. We'll broadcast and everything.
Yo, let's talk basketball, dog. Talk basketball.
Yeah, George is suffering PTSD right now.
Yeah, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah, so we got 3 undefeated teams. 3-0, kind of like how the Dodgers are against the Yankees. Had to get one more in there real quick. But we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we got the Boston Celtics and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like I was saying before, out of the 2 out of 3, I could have predicted, Oklahoma City and Boston may be undefeated. But how about Cleveland, man? They're actually playing some pretty good ball right now. They're actually 3rd in the league in scoring. They're averaging about 123 points a game. It's pretty impressive. The season's still young, but any early season thoughts on this, man? That's pretty impressive.
I mean, OKC and Boston don't surprise me at all. They're my picks to win the East and the West. But yeah, Cleveland's a pleasant surprise for sure. The fact that the offense is not only, defense was always renowned last year, but the offense now firing on all cylinders too. It's a great sign for Cleveland. I mean, we'll see if this is one where they can kind of sustain, or if this is just kind of an early season, flash in the pan kind of thing. But it's promising for Cleveland for sure. For a city that doesn't really have a lot to celebrate right now, it's big.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna have the Lakers come into town, and then Bronny and LeBron are gonna take the floor together. So it's gonna be a pretty exciting moment right there for Cleveland.
I'm just wondering if they get booed out the building, or if they're gonna actually cheer for him or not. I feel like sometimes the relationship with LeBron and Cleveland can be a little fickle. I know they got him in the ring, but he left him the second time. So
yeah, but he had to leave. Dog. I mean, they're trash. He had to make a move. He had to be like, yo, you guys got to improve, so I'm going to get out of here. And if you really want me back, you better improve. And they drafted Kyrie, they brought in Kevin Love, and they brought his ass.
Fair enough.
With these 3 teams right here, man, this is the perfect example on what you do as a team to keep your core players and your role players together, because all 3 of these teams did exactly that in the offseason and the season before that. Boston Celtics, they re-signed everybody after a championship win, and you don't really hear that too often. When a team wins a championship, some players leave, some players stay, some players retire. With the Boston Celtics, they got everybody back, man. So that's a well-oiled machine that's going to keep on going and going. Cleveland, OKC, another 2 teams that brought all their players back. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, they're clicking on all cylinders right there. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are 2 twin towers down in the paint that you guys are not going to score on them for nothing. And it's the same thing with OKC, really. I mean, Shai Alexander, he's probably going to be the MVP. He could probably finish second, first, who knows? And then, bro, Chet Holmgren, man, hey, that guy is playing like he's 7 foot, 300 pounds, bro. And he's out there looking like the stick from ants. Bro, but he's out there dunking on dudes, bro.
Right now, currently, the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers are 1 and 2 as far as 3-point shooting goes. They're 42.8 and 41.8, I believe it is. So both are shooting the ball lights out. As far as scoring goes, out of the 3, Oklahoma City is number 10 in the league. Actually, I would have kind of thought it would have been Cleveland maybe in that spot, maybe in the 10th spot. Maybe he's playing some really good defense or something. But Cleveland's actually scoring a lot of points. So that's impressive for Cleveland. Actually, out of the 3, I think we kind of all expected, like I was saying before. I'm kind of impressed with Cleveland right now with that. Like that's impressive for them. They're not necessarily that much of a high potent offense. Whenever they get their stuff clicking, it works out really well for them. And I totally agree with you too, George. That makes a lot of sense. When you have something working, why get rid of it? Why mess up a good thing? I kind of thought going into the season that Darius Garland might be working his way out. There was a lot of talk maybe in the offseason that he wasn't necessarily the most happiest in his role. But starting the season off undefeated will definitely stop a lot of that talk.
100%. No, in the first game he played like ass. So
yeah. Well, there's that too.
But dude, hey, they're all 3 at a great standstill right now. Obviously, they're gonna lose. They're not gonna go undefeated.
Yeah,
any of them. They're gonna lose. So don't be too hyped up on that. But like with Cleveland, like you said, Steve, like and BC, like they're great defensively last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
Now they're clicking on offense together. So
Yeah,
that's
starting to
going to
come
be
together.
dangerous for the East right there, bro. Dangerous for the East.
Yeah, I mean, Boston just looks like they're just on another level at the moment as well, though, man. With the way they're playing, the way they're shooting and stuff, it's going to taper off a little bit, but I don't think anytime soon, man. They're just playing lights out. So Boston, I totally agree with what you're saying, man. It makes a lot of sense to keep your core together, and I think that's a well said point about keeping your stuff together, man. If you got something that's working, why break it up? You know, and that's another thing too. I think with players as well is that if you know that it's working out, why? I mean, always chasing money doesn't always help out in the long run, you know. And so a lot of those guys, probably especially Derek White, some of these guys could have actually probably got a guy contracts for a lot more money, went to a lesser of a team. But why not stick around and get that gold while it's going gold right now?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, continuity is such an important thing. Like, we always talk about how we always see like super teams and big threes, big fours. You know, like we try to like bring all these guys together and just like, you know, like it's 2K and just chuck them in, like, you know, throw your toy box together and just make your superhero team work. It doesn't always work like that, especially if the pieces don't complement each other. So, you know, if you got, it doesn't matter if you got like 4 or 5 all-stars on your team, if they all play the same game, you know, for even 3 all-stars, Cough, Phoenix, they all play the same exact style of ball, they're the same style of player, it's not going to work out for you in the win column. And you'd rather have 1 or 2 guys that can be that star, superstar level player, and then everybody else has their role. They fit it perfectly, and you've got a well-oiled machine ready to win multiple championships.
The thing with Phoenix, though, like this is one thing I don't like about sports, man. People think that once when it comes to this specific topic, when a player goes to a certain team with 2 other all-stars or 1 other all-star, people expect them to be clicking on all cylinders from day one. And it's like, bro, like if you guys really truly play sports, when you go to LA Fitness to go play ball, or when you go to outside court to go play ball, or you go play softball with your boys, or you go play flag football with your boys, that first game, second game, third game, fourth game that you're playing with them, you're not going to know how they play. After a few weeks that you're playing with them so much, after a few months, maybe a few years that you're playing with them so much, you're going to have so much chemistry. You're going to know which guy is running route. You're going to know which guy is going to shoot this 3. You know which guy is going to play this defense. Like, that's how it works with sports. For you sports fans out there that really think that these players are going to mess together from day one, yo, you guys got to wake the fuck up.
Yep. It's not 2K. It really is.
Yes, bro, exactly. It's not 2K.
Like,
It's
and
not a
even,
video game, right?
even in some of the more modern 2Ks, they even have chemistry as a factor in that one, but you can turn it off. So it's like you can't control that stuff. So like everybody's got to flow together well. You know,
it's just baffling to me that people out here really think that they know sports.
I mean, shoot, some of these guys,
they expect so much, dude. Like,
well, what's funny is
there's so much that goes into it, man. Like, you gotta have high energy. You gotta have positive energy. You gotta have a positive a support system around you. You gotta be locked in, focused from day one, from hour 1 of your day to the last hour of the day. Like, dude, there's so much that goes into it, bro. Like,
Well, and what's funny is a lot of the people a lot of the fans get this stuff as well from a lot of talking heads in media that get paid a lot of money to say, oh my gosh, we've got the Phoenix Suns have a 3-headed monster. They're going to score and set records for offense. It's like, no.
They can, but it's not going to happen like that.
It won't. That's the thing. You have 3 ball-dominant scorers in isolation. That is their game. Make that work.
Yeah, but they're making it work now, and it's what, year 3 for KD and Book, and then year 2 with Bradley Beal in it.
Yeah.
They're making it work now. If you've seen the last 3 games, they're playing very well together. The game against the Lakers.
With Phoenix in particular, it doesn't help the fact that Bradley Beal's been pretty much hurt since the jump of this thing, you know, and they haven't really ever had the chance to ever really make it work. And they tried to make it work last year, it was already too late. It didn't really matter, and they didn't
have a bench, and they had
no defense.
Right,
they were in rest mode.
When you have no defense and no bench, you're not gonna win nothing, bro. You're not gonna win nothing.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, well, the NBA season's still pretty young, so that's just a quick highlight of what's going on with the season right now. And honestly, we'd be remiss, and I know BC will appreciate that one, man. How about Paolo Banchero last night, though, man? Man, put up a show last night, man. And he had 38 points in the first half.
Yep.
First half.
Something like that.
Got a 50-piece, 13 boards, 1 assist shy of a triple-double. That would have been
50-piece triple-double, man. 50-piece triple-double. You know how hard that is, bro?
Yep.
But that literally means you're doing everything.
Yeah.
And he plays defense, folks. He plays defense.
He does.
Yeah, shout out to Paulo, man. What a game last night, man. It just seems like if they could play the freaking the Pacers every damn night, man, he'd be doing all right, you know.
If Orlando plays the Pacers in the playoffs, you already know who to take, baby. You already know who to take.
Well, I mean, dude, if we can play the Pacers and the Heat in the playoffs,
that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'll go to the game here, and then I'll go to the game down south.
There you go, man. We'll travel. We'll make it work.
That is. But I want to get a Paulo jersey, bro. I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, I like Paulo a lot too. I think that was a great pickup for Orlando, and he just fits what they're doing down there. They're all young and they all get along. And just a quick update: Dallas just took the lead against Minnesota. Just throw that out there, just as a homer. Anyways,
Dallas is the better team. Dallas is the better
team. We're gonna go jumping away from the hardwood and go back to that gridiron because we know we got to get some football in there. And man, we had a football game on Monday Night Football, baby. We're going to have a quick recap on that one, man. We had the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New York Giants. Pittsburgh got the win. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it was 26-18. Russell Wilson went 20 of 28, 278, and 1 touchdown. Daniel Jones went 24 of 38, 264, 1 interception, no TDs. Najee Harris had himself a game, man. He went 19 carries for 114 yards. And how about Mr. Tyrone Tracy? Maybe that's what that song was back in the day. You better call Tyrone, man. They're talking about this dude, man. 20 carries, 145 yards. Woo! Man, my boy was cooking last night, man. But
he got a concussion, man. He got a fucking concussion at the end.
I know. It's such a shame, man. It's a shame because he was looking great. What a story for that guy, too, man. He's been a spark for that team. They thought they had Devin Singletary as their main guy, and then Tracy comes off the bench and just looking lights out, man.
And he was a receiver in college, folks. He was a receiver in college.
100%, man, 100%. Malik Neighbors is looking out of this world as well. He almost had a crazy touchdown that was really, really close in there. But that's obviously not the major touch that everybody wanted to talk about that in this game. But BC, man, what was your thoughts on this Monday Night Football game?
I mean, going into it, I kind of just predicted it was Steelers walking all over, New York and everything like that. Because I mean, it's the Giants, it's Danny Dimes. Like it's a recipe for full disaster anytime he steps.
He played good though.
I know.
He played good.
I know.
I just say, man, Daniel Jones, they should move on from him, but he is actually playing pretty damn good this year. It's not great, but it's probably one of the better Daniel Jones.
I don't know about this year, but this game he played.
I mean, he's had some flashes. He's had some flashes where he's played some pretty decent games.
But again, is that worthy though of being a starting NFL quarterback? No, you don't want great.
No, they need to move on from him, but he's not playing as bad as he, I want to say, usually does, because I feel like I'm shitting on him a little bit there, but he's had some stinkers again.
Deserves to get shitted on. He deserves it.
Jameis Winston has shown flashes of greatness. That doesn't mean that he should be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's good as a backup, and I think that's
he is now.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's the thing. Like he's perfect for that role, and I think that's Daniel Jones after this season. I think that that needs to be kind of his role moving forward. Is just good for a couple games or so, can manage it. He's got some sneaky athleticism there. He can take off when he needs to, but his main thing is just don't screw up, play good when you can. But yeah, overall it was a solid game. But yeah, no, as we're going to talk about, there's definitely some controversy here in this game for sure.
Yeah. For sure, both quarterbacks played good. I saw the quarterback play was really nice. Obviously, Russell Wilson did a little more than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones couldn't really do anything in the red zone, and even the offensive line couldn't do anything in the red zone because that defensive line for the Steelers was getting home when they got into the red zone. And both teams played pretty good. Steelers just played better. 99% of the money was on Steelers' money line. So Vegas, fuck you.
Yeah.
Other than that, I know we're gonna jump into it now, so we'll just segue. There was 2 touchdowns that were taken away from George Pickens, and Steve, if you want to let them know what happened with that second one, that just happened right there in the screen, folks.
Yeah, if you're watching live and if you're watching on the replay, we got it covered for you on here, man. So he only was able to get 1 foot down, got it down twice, But it's just absolutely amazing play because the fact that he was not able to get that other foot down and still hold on to the ball, took a vicious hit, cut onto the ball, and they took it away from him. It sucks because it's technically by the rules that it's not a catch, but that's a catch.
No. The rules does not state that yet, because the rules is you gotta have 2 feet, not both feet, 2 feet.
So you're on the
specific. It's not specific. No, what I was gonna say is I'm glad that this happened, right? So now in the off season, they're gonna think about what to do, and I really think that they're gonna go with both feet, not only 2 feet. They're not gonna let that happen again. They're gonna say both feet have to touch.
So think you're on the thing, like if that's ever happens again. So if he gets the same foot in this instance,
this season, if they don't change the rule, if they don't make it specific, and that happens again, I think they need to give it to him. But I don't think they will, because they already made a decision here with this one. If they would have made the decision with this one to let him get the touchdown, then they would have to do it for the rest of them. But since they already started off not giving it to him, they're not going to let anybody else do it, which I don't think that shit would happen again. That's just hard as fuck for that shit to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the athleticism. Can George Pickens just catch a normal catch? Like, I don't think it's possible for that dude to catch anything without being contested, hit, a leg missing or something, man. That guy is just absolutely crazy. He can't not do it.
Well, what do you guys think? You guys think that should have been a touchdown, or it shouldn't?
I mean, I think it should have been.
I think it should be a touchdown.
I mean, with the amount of time that dude spent in bounds, and then because one foot was just dangling there for a second, and then he falls on his butt out. Like, come on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But as a quick live update, real quick, Luka just went to the locker room, so that's not good for the Mavs.
Probably got to take a dump, dude.
I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping so. But yeah, man. So I agree. This whole thing about catches in the NFL, it's been going on since Des Bryant, in which that one look so undeniably like that was a catch. Now looking back on it, I don't know how they didn't call it then, but yeah, looking back on it now, it just makes so much more sense that should have been a catch as well. But
honestly, I think they should just make it either need to make the college rules, the pro rules, as in 2 feet in bounds for college, or just make the pros college rules 1 foot. Just pick a lane, stick to it, and stop trying to differentiate the games too much.
Yeah, I think 1 foot would be awesome for the NFL, because I think you'll see so much crazier catches. It would be insane. And as fans of the game, we want to see that entertainment side, bro. We want to see more entertainment. This is why you guys made these kickoff rules, to put more scoring aspects in the game. Put 1 foot. Maybe there'll be more scoring.
Yeah, and then maybe let's trade it off a little bit with some maybe more defense. Let's let some more physicality kind of take place. It's a trade off. More offense here, more defense here.
Yeah, exactly. And shouldn't the NFL just take into consideration if it looks really cool, it's got to be a catch? I mean, come on, man.
That would turn it into. I agree, right? But then I thought about it. It would turn it into an opinion based.
Just throw a flag, be like, that was awesome. Never mind.
It'll be too opinion based. You got to go off of facts and what the rules are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. No, that'd be just ridiculous if that.
If one ref doesn't really mess with that dude, he'd be like, nah, that shit wasn't that nice. It wasn't that nice.
Yeah, exactly. Did the crowd like it? Okay, cool. That's a catch.
Let's hear it from the crowd.
Right, exactly. It always goes to the home team, man.
The crowd has spoken. They wave the catch off.
Yeah, pretty much. That'd be insane, man. But yeah, that was. How about Calvin Austin in this game though, too, man? Calvin Austin had a run, a punt back, and a punt
and caught a TD.
Yeah, and caught a TD. What do you think of the Steelers going forward with old Danger Russ, or now is he going to buy Hustle Russ or whatever the hell he is now? Russ is looking all right, man. He's perfect for what Pittsburgh is doing. They don't really have necessarily that. They have George Pickens as their number one for sure. But Najee Harris is playing really good. They got Jalen Warren, but I think Russ is playing pretty decent here, man. What do you guys think?
I mean, if he's what they need, then just keep playing him. There's no reason to take him out. It was kind of the same thing where I was miffed at with Fields taking him out because he was playing decent. But yeah, if you feel like Russ is playing better at quarterback than Justin Fields was, and the team's playing hot, keep him in. The main thing is, if you're Pittsburgh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to overthink it. Don't try to overwork it. Don't try to run these 2 or 3 or these 2 quarterback plays or whatever. Just what you got right now works. Keep it.
Well, that's the that was the rumor that they're Justin Fields. I think still has maybe a hamstring issue. I guess it was, but they're talking about running both quarterbacks at different packages and running different things, which I'm okay with that. I think that would be kind of cool. I've mentioned that actually like 2 weeks ago that I think that'd be great for Pittsburgh, is to do that. Let Justin Fields do what he can actually do. Bring back the Wildcat. There's a whole bunch of different things that you could do with that aspect of having a mobile quarterback like Justin Fields, and then everybody's been running flea flickers lately. Run a flea flicker with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. I mean, like there's a lot of opportunities that the Steelers could have with doing something like that. So I think that's going to be kind of cool if they start doing that. But yeah, that was a loss for the Giants. The Giants are playing pretty decent ball that we kind of thought they were going to be
defensively.
Yeah, defensively they've been playing some pretty good ball. It's TBD, I guess, against still with Daniel Jones on what's going to happen with those guys. But so I think we're from that thing. You guys got anything else to add to the Monday Night Football game?
Just want to say, Sean Payton, this was your fault.
Yep.
This was your fault because Russell Wilson's out here balling 2 games in a row. He couldn't do it in Denver. I wonder why. Sean Payton, it is your fault.
That's Sean Payton's fault. All right, fair enough. I'm sure he's super upset about that after having Bo Nix is playing pretty well himself, actually.
Well, and then also,
I'm pretty sure he watches this podcast. So
yeah,
big time. He's made multiple comments on the screen.
Number 1 subscriber. But
Huge Fans guy.
I think also,
guys, don't forget to subscribe, baby.
Yeah,
there you go.
Share, like this video, do all that jazz. But I think also too, like with Denver, that it's not just Sean Payton, but also Denver. You traded all that draft capital, all those assets to get Russ, and then you let him walk in 2 years, and now you've got nothing.
And you still paid him. You still paid him all his money.
Congratulations.
So, gentlemen, that's a hell of a segue because we are going to start talking about the AFC West right now, man. And so the AFC West, it's a hell of a division we got going on right now. We're going to go ahead and go through all the divisions right now through football, and we're going to give our opinions on who's real and who's not. Obviously, right now we got the Kansas City Chiefs sitting undefeated. They're in first place in this division. So I think the Chiefs, without a doubt, obviously are real. Out of this division, I told you guys from the start of the season, we did this in the beginning of the season. I thought the Chargers were going to be a little bit better than we thought. The Chargers aren't too bad. What are they sitting at? They have a winning record, I believe, at this point. I think they're 4-3 right now, so I don't think they're doing too bad. But out of this group, I would be on the lookout for the Denver Broncos, man. You're just talking about Sean Payton. I think Bo Nix is kind of coming into his own. He's looking a lot better than when he first started out. Denver might be making some moves, man. BC, what's your thoughts on this division, bro?
I mean, for me, it's a 2-horse race with the division as far as the contenders, quote unquote. To call Los Angeles a contender is probably a bit much, but I would say that they're legit. I mean, you can't have one of the best defenses in the league and not be considered legit. So I definitely got to give the Chargers that, and obviously Kansas City's Kansas City. We're gonna find out when the Bucs come to town. Like, just they're gonna dog walk them. So spoiler alert early. But, I know I'm very pessimistic right now, and I have every right to. But
you cannot take this away from
I just disagree with you. I don't think that they're going to dog walk because they play good enough to win, but they're not playing super up to par. If you watch every game, it's been close. It hasn't been a blowout like that. And
but
Mahomes been throwing picks too.
Right. Kansas City definitely looks beatable. It's just finding the way to beat them. That's been the thing is that Kansas City, I don't think they're going to go undefeated this season. They're going to drop maybe 1, maybe 2. It'll definitely make the playoffs without a doubt. They're not going to have a collapse like that or anything. But having said that, though, they definitely don't look as dominant as they've looked for the past few years.
Yeah, but I think that they're just looking for that one game where they can, they make that statement and be like, oh yeah, this is our league. Like, we're not just stumbling our way to 7-0. Like, yeah, we're gonna put a statement on this. And the one thing I understand with Mahomes, like, he's been throwing a lot of picks this year. The Bucs struggle to get interceptions. Like, the amount of times I've seen catchable interceptions go through their hands has been ridiculous. And their defense, Kansas City's defense has been fantastic, and I think the Bucs offense will be really tested against them. But yeah, Kansas City's offense will. The way this defense has been playing, it would not surprise me to see them just blow it. Maybe blowout's a strong word, but I see this by a couple scores. But anyway, back to the main point, though. Kansas City, definitely, class of the entire NFL. Los Angeles, one of the best defenses in the league. Got to put them up there on that list too. But the Raiders and Broncos, I believe they still have a lot left to be desired.
Yeah, definitely. I do like Bo Nix. I think he is coming into his own
Yeah.
for sure, like Steve said. But I don't think they're gonna push enough to get the wild card spot. The Raiders out there, they're looking horrible offensively. They're not gonna really do much. The Chargers, they may get into the wild card spot, but the thing is, they have so many inconsistencies on offense that sometimes they look good, sometimes they look bad. Their defense is great for sure, it's top 15, but when it comes to the offense, man, they're so inconsistent that it's tough. The running game is pretty good, but now lately, the last 3 games, it's been
Yeah.
just all right. It hasn't been
J.K.
up to
Dobbins
par
hasn't
like
been having the explosive plays that he had to start
that
the
he
season.
had in like the first 4 games.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the Chiefs, they're not playing so great, but the thing is that they know how to win and they find ways to win, and this is why they're undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would think out of obviously the Chiefs are going to, I think, make the playoffs. That's without a doubt. I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos snuck in a wild card spot there, though. I like the way they've been playing lately. Now, granted, they've played a couple, lower tier teams the last couple of weeks. It just seems like everything's starting to click a little bit for them, But I think kind of funny that the Chargers defense is playing so well whenever they had a defensive minded coach for the last couple of years, besides before Harbaugh got there, and their defense was always just awful. It's like Brandon Staley just wasn't a good coach, man. They haven't really changed much in Los Angeles, and they just couldn't get the offense going. But so yeah, I think out of this division, so we'll go ahead and wrap that one up for the AFC West. Obviously, the Chiefs are for real. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move. Stay in the AFC. We're going to move over to the mighty AFC North, and boy, what a division this one has been, man. If you could have thought the way this division is gone, who the hell not? Who the hell thought? And I have to bring this up again because I was making a joke and got laughed at every time about this. Pittsburgh has a chance, okay? And who the hell would have ever thought that? And I was making a joke when I said Pittsburgh had a chance. Originally, when we did this a few weeks ago. But Pittsburgh legitimately has a chance, especially after the way things went out last week. So, yeah, man, what's your guys' thoughts on this wild division, man?
Dude,
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, this is the toughest division in football to predict. The AFC North, even with, Browns and Bengals and everything like that, it is still a dogfight. It is tough. And Pittsburgh, again, we're halfway through the season, but somehow, some way, Mike Tomlin just finds a way to drag this team forward through a winning record. And it surprises me every year. I don't know how. But good on him.
Yeah, it's wild. Right now, Pittsburgh is in first place. They're 6-2.
Yep. They just have dogs on defense, man. They know how to play defense, bro. And with the Browns, now you got Jameis Winston out there. Maybe he could turn this thing around. Who knows? They also have a great defense too, so that's gonna help them out.
Right.
With the Ravens, their secondary is so freaking ass, and now they're so injured too. And it's just the defense needs to step up because they should have never lost that game to the Browns, bro. Like they should have never lost that game. And obviously, maybe the Ravens should have put up more points. Maybe they missed a couple opportunities there. I saw Zay Flowers drop a touchdown, but at the end of the day, you got to stop the other team from scoring, and that secondary is just not up to par. And then the Bengals, bro, they started off really slow. Now they're picking up a little bit of more steam, but let's see if it's enough to actually maybe either get them the top seed in this division or a wild card. But it's going to be tough. I think it's up for grabs for the wild card spot for any of these teams here.
The Bengals were my pick to win the division, and I couldn't have been further from the friggin' truth the way it seems like so far. That's got to be the most disappointing team in here is the Bengals, man. Like they just do not look the same at all. I didn't think Joe Mixon was going to matter that much leaving, and man, has that mattered majorly. And they've been historically as a cheap organization. Jesse Bates is playing great for Atlanta right now. The Joe Mixon, they should have kept him around. Like they're playing with fire, and they're going to eventually end up losing T. Higgins, which T. Higgins constantly is hurt, but whenever he's on the field, he's a major factor. And Jamar Chase might just walk it off the field too. Like, granted, he has one more year left on a contract, but he's already made it pretty clear that he wants to get paid. So basically you have Joe Burrow and a defense that isn't playing well, man. That's got to be one of the most disappointing teams in this division.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what's good.
I
Do you
mean,
think that with old famous Jameis that Cleveland actually could make a run?
no, I don't see it. For me, I just see it as Steelers and Ravens fighting for the top 2 spots in this division, and then Browns and Bengals are just its race to the bottom.
I don't know, man.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know. I got that feeling, man. I feel like that Jameis. I don't think Jameis is great, but Jameis is good enough, man.
What they're what 2-6?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's still a lot of possibility left. You bring in a backup quarterback that starts a game. He goes 1-0 against your divisional rival, who's predicted to go to the Super Bowl this year with the MVP running back, MVP quarterback, MVP offense. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You
Right.
got a lot of good steam, good momentum rolling down. And like I said, that defense is immaculate. That defense is top 10, man.
Right. And how about they haven't scored 20 points all season? Jameis Winston comes in one game, they put up 30 or 29. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I don't know if that. I think I kind of like it. I think Jameis is just entertaining as all hell. Like, he's just entertaining to say the least, man. His post game interviews are always just legendary. Just Jameis Winston, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely the perfect fit for Cleveland for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm still going to go with the Ravens. I think still to go ahead and take this division. I think the Ravens are for real. But man, the Steelers are looking pretty damn good. I think it'll be fun for the Browns if they want to try and make a run at this or something. But
yep.
I think you're right still with this one. It's going to be between the Steelers and the Ravens. I did pick the Bengals, but that's not really paying it out. What do you think, BC?
No, I agree. Like, again, Baltimore had a bad game the other day, sure, against Cleveland, but it's Pittsburgh, it's Baltimore. That's the way this has been for the last 20, 25 years, pretty much. Like the North always runs through these two teams, and they're showing us why. Physicality, whether it's through the air, whether it's through the ground, they know how to beat teams down, they know how to wear them down, and I think it's gonna be between these two for the top spot. But both teams, I would say, are going to be contenders moving forward into the postseason.
Yeah, and how about one more thing on the Browns there too, man? How cool was Myles Garrett's costume showing up for Halloween, man? He always dresses up for Halloween, man. The Terminator, he usually does the Grim Reaper thing, but the Terminator thing was awesome, man. Shout out to Myles Garrett, man. He's one of the baddest dudes on the planet. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and leave the AFC North and head into my division in here and talk about the AFC South, man. What a division this has been, man. This division has just been all over the place, man. Well, we got some news coming out of this one. We were kind of saving it for when we were actually talking about the divisions. And the Indianapolis Colts are going to go ahead and bench Anthony Richardson and start Joe Flacco. And I think that's the right move to make. Anthony Richardson has been playing horrible football lately. He started out the year with that amazing pass. It seems like if he could play the Houston Texans every week, then he might have a chance of doing something relevant. But he's just inaccurate, and that's been the problem going all the way back to high school, going back to college. I don't think that Anthony Richardson is a bad quarterback. He has all the athletic traits you want in the world, but he's just not ready to be at this level. He was a combine star, and I don't think looking back on it, just like you do all the time, hindsight's 2020. There's no way they would have retaken him, knowing what at the fourth pick, knowing what they know now. They would have probably made a move to get up C.J. Stroud, maybe try to get Marvin Harrison or something. But I think it's the right move. The kid needs to sit down. He made a boneheaded statement at the press conference, talking about he was tired, so he checked out. I also do respect it. At least he was honest, but it was the dumbest thing you could say. You're never going to say that, man. You're a franchise quarterback. You are tired. It just sounds really stupid and really bad. And let's face it, man, Joe Flacco's looked actually pretty damn good the couple games he's played. I mean, for the old man, he's still slinging it pretty good. He's averaging about 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's pretty much always been his stat line. So I think it's the right move for the Colts. The Jags have been all over the place. They are not – it doesn't look like they're a very good team. I can only say that as they beat the Colts. Having said that, they just don't look like they are put together. I don't think Doug Peterson survives the season. If they lose maybe 1 to 2 more games, I think Doug Peterson is out. I can't tell if it's Lawrence or if it's just bad coaching, and Tennessee's a mess. Houston's been the face of the AFC South for the last about 2 years, maybe 3, something along those lines. Jacksonville started out really well with them with the AFC South a couple of years ago, and then just had a debacle, and they haven't really won since. I think Indy still can make a run at this, but I think it's Houston's division to win. That was you guys' picks whenever we did the division picks earlier in the season. But I'm not counting Indianapolis out of this yet. And that's not just really being a homer. I think that they still legitimately, both games they played against Houston have come down to the wire. This game, if they would have been, it was about an arm tackle away from getting that run back, they would have took the lead with, I forgot how much time was left. That could have been a whole different story. Both games, it came down to the wire for these two teams. So I don't think Indianapolis as a whole is out of it. Just Anthony Richardson has just not been playing well enough to continue to be the starter. And they've also announced that he is not going. They're not like totally done with him. That they're going to try and work him back in. But as of right now, he is out. And we also had some news out of Houston as well that Stephon Diggs is out for the season with a torn ACL. BC, I'm going to go ahead and leap off my soapbox for a minute here. What's your thoughts on the AFC South, bro?
No, I mean, you pretty much said it perfectly. Like, honestly, it's such a mess right now. My favorite going into the season was Houston. I thought pretty much it was going to be just them and nobody else. But now you lose your number one receiver for the season. Fortunately, they're not just a one receiver show there. They have multiple targets that they'll be able to go to. They got Joe Mixon there. But, that definitely does put a damper on them. But Indianapolis benching Richardson in favor of Flacco, I think, is definitely the right move. Again, for long term, it doesn't seem like it because the old adage is, well, you need to let the young guy get his reps in. You need to let him be bad. But this is his time now to just learn from the pro and just kind of learn from the veteran and get his opportunity. But yeah, no, the rest of the division, it's a hot mess for a reason. I still think out of this division, though, I would say Houston is still, even with the injury bug hitting them, the injury bugs hit every single team just about.
Especially this year.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's just everybody's getting hurt left, right, and center. So even with their injury to the number one receiver, they are still the class of this division, and I think that they can still win it pretty handily. And I would not put it past them to still somehow make a surprise run in the postseason.
Yeah, I definitely got Houston at 1, but I thought it was going to be a way closer race between Houston, Jaguars, and even the Colts. I knew the Titans were not going to be there. Will Levis is just not at that level yet. I think he'll get there, but he's not at that level yet. And now they trade DeAndre Hopkins, so now he's on one receiver down, and the offensive line is not that great. The defense is pretty good, but the offense is just not working up to par with
the defense is playing pretty damn good.
Yeah. But Houston, I had a feeling that they were just going to take. We all had the feeling he was going to take number 1. And losing Stephon Diggs, yeah, it's going to hurt them. But I still think that, their defense is in the middle of the pack of the league. Their offense is the top 10, top 12. So I think they're still going to really do work. And especially they're going to rely a little more on Joe Mixon, which he's been having a phenomenal year, going crazy out there. And then Tank Dell is going to be the number 1 receiver right now until Nico Collins comes back. And when Nico Collins comes back, that deep threat is going to be back there. With Joe Flacco starting now for the Indianapolis Colts, I mean, I don't agree with it, but I see why they're doing it because Anthony Richardson is just playing bad. And after what he said, that's like a leadership struck right there. Like, you shouldn't really be saying that. I'm tired. I need to get out the game when there's 3 more plays left in the game when we go try to win it. I got to get out of the game. No, man, you got to go out there and put your blood, sweat, and tears into this, man. Like, this is why you're in this league. Like, you can't be saying that. Like, if that's how you truly felt, just keep it to yourself and be like, yeah, I messed up here. I messed up there. I got to be a great leader.
Why is he going to cramp? I got a cramp. I my toe hurt. Anything better than I'm tired.
But even then, bro, like, even then, if you're hurt or whatever, like, you shouldn't really say that either. You should just, like, be like, oh, I got to be better and here and here and here, and I got to be better for my team, and I will be. Like, that's all you basically got to say. Be a leader out there.
Yeah.
With the Jags, like I've said from the beginning up to now, very inconsistent. Travis Etienne, man, you're really taking the back road here, and now Tank Bisbee's taking over your job. Maybe this week you get your job back, but, dude, you went from being a great running back to now a decent running back, and it's sad to see. We want to see you back at the level that we can see you in. Trevor Lawrence, you're making too many inconsistent plays. You're not making good decisions all the time. You're getting fed up with whatever defense is being thrown at you. You're getting scared sometimes. You're not making sure on what you really need to do out there. It's a very inconsistent offense. The defense is in the bottom pack of the league, so that team is just in disarray. When I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought they could probably take the second spot in this division and maybe the wild card to try to get into the playoffs. So this whole division is in disarray, but I do see the Houston Texans.
As are a lot of them right now. So.
Yeah, and essentially with the Houston Texans as well, if you think about it, with Stephon Diggs going out, it's basically once Nico Collins comes back, I want to say he's coming back next week maybe, it's back to the same Houston Texans that pretty much they were last year.
Exactly.
With adding on a better running back in Joe Mixon. So I don't think it's really going to affect with Stephon Diggs, unfortunately. You never want to say, they're not going to mean anything, but losing Stephon Diggs, I don't think it's really going to change much for them.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, they can still maintain without Stephon Diggs, I believe. I still, just being a homer here, I still think the Colts have a chance to make the playoffs at least out of the division, but something's got to give with Anthony Richardson. I don't know if it's starting back over or what, or get him a new coach. As for not head coach, I mean it's like a quarterback coach or something like that. The kid is literally throwing like 36%. That's ridiculous. That can't be a starting quarterback. All right, well, we're going to move from the AFC South over to the AFC East, and this one has been kind of a surprise as well, man. The Buffalo Bills have been playing very damn good football, actually. The Miami Dolphins have been injured with Tua being out. The Patriots are the Patriots, and the Jets are just sad right now because the Aaron Rodgers-led team, man. It's looking bad for him, man. BC, what's your thoughts on this division, man? The Bills look pretty good.
They're the only team that looks good. That's the state of it. And like my contenders / pretenders list for this division is pretty simple. It's basically in order. You're reading it from left to right. Bills are the contender. Everybody else to their right, pretenders.
Go ahead,
George.
Now with Tua coming back, it could be a little different story. But now Tua comes back, he plays a decent game, but the defense plays horrible. So now they end up losing the game. They go to 2-5 or 2-6, and when they could have been 3-5 or 3-6, whatever the record could have been, they could have won and they could have been back in this division. Now they lost. Now they're taking a step back. Buffalo is taking control, of course. New England is surprising people. They could maybe try to slip in a wild card here. Who knows? The Jets are very disappointing. I'm pretty sure no one really saw them losing like this right now.
Yeah.
That defense is playing great. The offense needs to play a little better. Rodgers needs to minimize those interceptions. And the offensive line, man, is just fucking ridiculous, bro. Cocky as fuck.
Yeah, the offensive line is definitely playing really bad.
AIDS.
Yeah, the offensive line is playing really bad, and it's just there. I just feel like that there is no there's no chemistry on that team at all, and on the offense and in general. I know that you can always go back to the offensive line not playing well, but Rodgers is still, we know, a great talented quarterback and everything. It's not working there. I don't know if he's just disengaging. Maybe this is it or something for him. Maybe this is last hurrah or something, but it's just not looking good. He just doesn't look the same. But the Bills, I kind of thought they were going to be a little bit better than we all kind of thought. But we'll see how it's going, man. All right. So we definitely
James Cook, baby. James Cook.
Bills out of this division. I did pick the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl, or not to win the Super Bowl, go to make the Super Bowl. I don't know if that's going to work out with the Tua injury. Maybe they can rattle off some wins and make a run on it, man. All right, so we're going to go ahead and leave this division, and we're going to leave out of here and make it over to the NFC South, Mr. BC's division. Before we get into that one, I did forget that the Baltimore Ravens did make a trade. We forgot to bring it up there. The Baltimore Ravens traded for Deontay Johnson for a 5th-round pick today as well. So that's going to add to the Ravens. And that was something I was just thinking about as well. That's the reason I maybe think of it was your Tampa Bay Bucks, man. They're looking pretty good. They could have maybe used Deontay Johnson. That would have been a perfect maybe pickup for him if they could have got him. BC, this is your division, my man. What do you got?
Same as the last one, man. Like right now, until I'm proven otherwise, unfortunately, and it pains me to say this, Falcons are the contenders, and everyone else is the pretenders, man. Like, no, like it really is. I mean, Panthers, I don't have to explain. Saints, I don't have to explain. They were two-week wonders. Bucks, their offense can put up 30 points for sure. They're inconsistent as heck. They have a game plan. They execute in the first couple quarters, and then they go straight away from it and go to something else. And the defense, last few weeks, has not shown up at all. So until they get their act together, until Mike Evans comes back, until all these guys get their act together, I'm not calling them contenders. I got the Falcons in this one. They're playing the best of this division, which, depending on how you feel about it, it's not saying much.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints can't score for nothing on offense, so that's why they're not doing good in this division because their defense is pretty damn good. The Buccaneers and the Falcons, they could score at will, but they have no damn defense. Their defense is not showing up for nothing. And then the Carolina Panthers are just trash on both sides, and even special teams, even their water boys, their trainers, they're all trash. They're just bad out there. They're not gonna get close to getting a wild card. But when it comes to the Falcons and the Buccaneers, it's up for grabs on who gets first place. It sucks Mike Evans is out for a few weeks. It sucks that Chris Godwin's out for the rest of the year. But maybe they can make a trade. Maybe you could get Cooper Kupp. I thought they were going to get Deontay Johnson, but that didn't work out. He went to the Baltimore Ravens. It's up for grabs, man. Maybe one of these teams can make the wild card, and maybe the other one wins. Well, obviously one of them has got to win the division, but maybe the other one makes a wild card. So
I'm not ready to give up on Tampa Bay actually in this one because the Falcons have looked good on one week and then the next week it's like where the hell was this 500-yard offense that you guys played against when you guys played against the Bucs? I think Tampa Bay still has a chance, and Baker's playing like playing like an MVP caliber kind of player right now, man. He's playing really damn well, and I've never seen him actually play this well. So I got a lot of respect for him, man. He has not wavered. He still put up what BC can maybe have about 300-400 yards again with his all the backups.
But then coupled with 2 to 3 turnovers as well with that. So that's the one trade-off that I'm seeing with him. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's either first or second in the league now in interceptions. So it's just one of those things where I'm not going to write them off either. I'm just saying that until they get their act together, they're not the class of this division. They're not going to be a quote-unquote contender, meaning going for that deep playoff run. They're not going to be that team out of this division when you say, okay, who's going to make the deep run?
Yeah.
Until they play more consistent football, I'm not ready to give that to them. The Falcons, again, they've been inconsistent as hell as well, but they have been the most consistent of this group. Again,
good point. Yeah, and I think the Saints just need to fire their coach and just get this shit done with now because he sucks. And he's not a good coach at all. Maybe give it to the offensive coordinator. Was it Clint Kubiak? Maybe gave him a chance or figure something else out. But yeah, I agree. The Falcons pretty much seem like they're kind of going to run away with it with all the injuries to the Bucs. But I am rooting for the Bucs. I hope they actually can pull this one off. All right, well, we're on to the NFC East, and man, I don't care whatever anybody says. No one saw this one coming. That the Commanders. We're going to be in charge of this division right now and taking
the logo right there.
The book got the Redskins logo.
Yeah,
there.
bro.
Yeah, I did that for you there, BC, man.
Oh,
bring it back. Bring it back.
Bob's coming for us, man. We really screwed. Oh man.
I did think that the Commanders were going to be a little bit better. I just didn't think this damn good, man. Jaden Daniels is off the chain right now, man. Especially after that Hail Mary. Say what you want about all the holding and all the hoopla that happened with that. The Commanders are playing pretty damn good football right now. The Eagles are starting to maybe look like they're putting it together. Maybe Nick Sirianni shaving his head was actually what they needed. And the Cowboys, I'll let you handle that one, G-Mike, man. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Oh, my God, man. They're not doing nothing, bro. They're just sucking. They're sucking the life out of me. They're sucking the frustration. They're giving me frustration. They're giving me disappointment. They're giving me negative energy, dog, that I don't need right now, dog.
You need a therapist, my God.
Oh, man, I don't need a therapist. I need them to win some fucking football games.
That would be the therapy.
Yes.
That's all it takes, just win some football games.
Look, we are all suffering together, man. We are all suffering.
Yeah, collectively, all our teams are not playing well. This sucks.
They're sucking cock and balls, man. It is bad.
Oh, man.
Just to go to the division, man. I think the Eagles are going to take it. I think they're like what Steve said. They're coming into their own. They're going to actually ramp it up here from the rest of the season on. The Commanders are pretty dope, but I feel like it's going to come down to the wire at the end of the season. When it comes to the wild card game, I think they're going to maybe choke it just because of the inexperience as a head coach, as a starting quarterback, as a whole team together. They got to build that chemistry. I do like what they're doing, but I just don't think it's going to give them that to try to get the wild card spot because I think the Eagles are going to take it. The Giants are nowhere to be found. They're not going to happen. They're not going to be around. And then, man, the Cowboys are not going to get a wild card spot either, bro. I'm telling you right now, they're going to finish third place, bro. Bro, our defense is fucking horrible, bro. Horrible.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, I think that I'm actually pretty high on the Commanders. Actually, I think they make a move before the trade deadline and maybe get an extra wide receiver and maybe get a little bit of defensive help. But I think they need one more wide receiver. Cooper Kupp would be great out there. But yeah, I'm actually pretty high on them. I've been ranting and raving about Jaden Daniels all year. He's impressed the hell out of me as a rookie.
Yeah, he's great.
Just how he's been playing. I'm really, really impressed the way the kid's been playing. I think that as long as they can keep this thing together, I think they might be able to make a little bit of a run here, man. The NFC seems like it's slightly doable, but yeah, I think the Eagles are starting to come together, but I still like the Commanders in this one, man. I never thought I'd say that coming into the season, that the Commanders, I think, are going to win it. You guys picking different? I'm taking Commanders. BC, who are you taking?
Eagles and Commies.
Eagles and Commies.
All right, we're going to move from the East to the West. And this division has been a wild division as well, man. The Arizona Cardinals right now are sitting on top of the division right now, man. Who the hell would have thought that one coming into it? They got a big win against the Miami Dolphins last week. They've won two games in a row with back-to-back pretty much walk-off kicks. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray seem like after you go off that last game, they might be a fit piecing together, which they need to. But look out for those Rams. The Rams, now that Cooper Kupp is 100%. Back, as long as they don't make that trade, I don't think it's a bad move for them to make the trade. Stafford is still playing fantastic. Keep Puka and Kupp together, and watch out for the Rams. Watch out for the Rams. You obviously got McCaffrey coming back, and I think the Seahawks are just too young. I think Geno, they need to find another quarterback. Geno's playing great this year. Don't get me wrong. But I think they could probably start searching for a new guy out there. But Seahawks, I don't think they're ready yet. But watch out for the Rams.
Drive somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Erico, they should have drafted Michael Penix last year, maybe, something like that. But that would have been kind of cool being a West Coast guy. But yeah, I don't think Arizona's going to be able to maintain on top. San Francisco is going to start getting a little bit healthy. They did lose Ayuk. Debo keeps on getting hurt, but that's pretty much a standard for Debo. Ricky Pearsall might step up a little bit, but I'm kind of liking the Rams in this one, man. They look pretty damn good against the Vikings last week.
Yeah, man. The Rams are looking dope. I like their defense, and I love their offense especially. But if they trade away Cooper Kupp, I think that whole dream just goes to shit. Don't trade Cooper Kupp. Keep him with Puka Nacua. Keep that rush offense and that pass offense. Keep it going and clicking. You guys could score easily 24 points a game.
Kyron Williams, man.
Yeah, crazy. And then the Niners, man, I think they're gonna get it all clicked up together in a few weeks here. CMC coming back and getting their team healthy. I think at the end of November, going into December and January, they're gonna really ramp it up and they're gonna show that they're a championship caliber team. The Seahawks are gonna finish probably third place. Cardinals, fourth place. Horrible rush defense. Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison, they're doing pretty good. James Conner is playing like an animal, but that defense is just it's not good enough to win, to even get a wild card spot in this conference or even in this to get second place in this division.
Correct, man. All right, yeah, I agree. Maybe the Niners make a move for that wide receiver as well. They could maybe use that one and made that shore up a little bit. Because
imagine if they got Cooper Kupp. Oh my gosh.
Who's that?
If the Niners got Cooper Kupp.
Oof. That would just be that'd just be ridiculous, man. That would be fun though. I would like it for the league.
Now it's gonna.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We got one more division to go over here, and in my opinion, this is definitely the best division in football going right now, man. All of the teams are pretty good. The Bears, they're up and coming. They unfortunately fell short on that Hail Mary last week. Obviously, everybody heard about Stevenson and the boneheaded move that he made, but. Damn, Green Bay, Detroit. Detroit looks freaking amazing right now, man.
Super Bowl bound.
They got to be the most fun team to watch going right now. They're just out there having fun. They look like they're having fun. The plays are cool. The coach is fired up. I love the Detroit Lions right now, man. I'm still sticking with my Green Bay Packers as my Super Bowl pick. I think Green Bay, hopefully Jordan Love isn't too serious. They said that he got a groin injury. They haven't really gone into depth of how severe it is. Malik Willis came in, and they still were able to maintain and win the game against Jacksonville. They do play the Lions this week, so that's going to be interesting to see. They need Jordan Love for that as well. And the Vikings, can't forget about them. They started off so great. They've lost 2 in a row, but it's been 2 hard-fought games. It's not like they've just gotten blown out or anything like that. They've had 2 really good games. BC, what's your thoughts on this one, bro?
Can I just call every team in this division a contender? Like, are we allowed to do
Seriously.
that?
Can everybody make it in?
Yeah, I mean,
that happened with the NFC East.
Yeah,
last year or the year before that.
Yeah, I think it was like all but the Commanders. But yeah, no,
I think they had a chance. I think they were right there.
It would not surprise me if every single team in this division was in the postseason. They're just that good. And we're starting to see Minnesota kind of fall back down to earth a little bit. Obviously this past week was nice, but you still got Green Bay and Chicago, the old rivalry. They're always going to be dark horse contenders. And then Detroit is the class of this entire conference, really. Like Steve, you said it best, man. Every single part of this team is firing on all cylinders, from the coaching staff all the way down to special teams. Like, every single person is doing their job. They're doing it well. They're executing. And there's a reason why I picked these guys to go far in the playoffs. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're my Super Bowl pick. So, as far as like to make the Super Bowl for the NFC. So it doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah, I think with the Minnesota Vikings, they're playing well, but I think teams are figuring out Sam Darnold now. These last 2 games, especially last game against the Rams, those last 2 drives were horrible by him. So I think teams are starting to figure him out. For the Bears, Caleb Williams is coming into his own. He's getting more comfortable out there. That defense is actually pretty good, middle pack of the league. He has some great receivers. So if he gets that chemistry going with them from November to December to January and try to get into the playoffs, I think they could do some work. They won't get far in the playoffs, but it'll be good for rookie QB to get to the playoffs his first year. That'll be dope. Green Bay Packers, it all relies on how Jordan Love's health is, man. Because Malik Willis looks a little good out there, but I don't think he'll take them to the promised land where Green Bay was last season. So we gotta see. We gotta monitor Jordan Love here. With the Lions, bro, I think they're going to the Super Bowl, man. For them, I think the only weakness for them is their secondary still, even though they're playing a little bit better than they did in the beginning of the season. But I think they still need some tweaks in the secondary in there. You know what I'm saying?
They got time to make a move. The trade deadline's next week. They got time to make a move. It's that time for them, I just want to give I think we need to start giving a little bit of love to Jared Goff as a possible dark horse MVP, man. Just throw that one out there, man. He's playing extremely efficient football, man. I don't know if I'm sure you guys have heard it on other shows, but if you didn't, last week Jared Goff went 12 of 15, 85 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the team put up 52 friggin' points. Like, that is just outrageous, man. The fact that your quarterback only threw it 85 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you still put up over 50 points. Shout out to the Lions, man. I just love it.
The running game is crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. They got the 1-2 punch. They also named themselves Sonic and Knuckles. That was the if you didn't know.
That's such a great reference.
Yeah, man. All right, so we're all agreeing, man. The Detroit Lions. I'm still picking Green Bay as my Super Bowl pick. I think that's going to come down to those 2 teams for sure. To next week, which will segue into our next segment, and we're going to make this as a rapid fire Week 9 picks for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Do it. Lock it in.
All right, so we got the Thursday game. We got the Houston Texans and the Jets. What's you guys' picks on this one? I'm going to go Houston.
So, guys, when I do my picks, I'm a sports gambling guy. Check out the Degenerates Telegram, $5 a month, get you $100 a day. So when I do these picks, it's because I'm trying to put money on it. So for this game, I'm staying away from. But I would take the over on points on the Jets because it's going to be low. It's probably going to be like at 18.
Interesting. All right. So we got the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Why do we have to play this game? Can we just fall a day and forfeit it? Why, at this point, I think we'll be rolling Bryce Young and possibly Spencer Rattler out there,
Mm-hmm.
All right, so somebody's got to win. I'm going to go to the Saints.
Yep, it's a marquee matchup, man. I got Spencer Rattler over Bryce Young, Saints.
This is another game I'll stay away from, but pick the highest under on total points. The highest total points that you can get, pick the under because these offenses are not going to score.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
And then we got the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. I'm sticking with the commies out there, man. I love Jaden Daniels, how he's been playing. Lights out.
Yep, Red Scare's real. Commies over the Giants.
There we go.
Giants
We got the
offense
Miami
trash.
Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. I think Tua's going to have a pretty good game in this one, but I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills still.
Yep, Bills.
Yeah, man. Josh Allen has the Dolphins number like hanging up in the rafters in his room, man. I got the Bills too, bro.
Yep. All right, we got the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. This one I'm going to go with Cleveland, man. Jameis impressed me a little bit. I know the Chargers defense is pretty good, but that was also the Cleveland Browns defense is pretty good. But I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to give the edge to the Chargers in this one. I think that they reopened famous Jameis's turnover bakery and they cook.
I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. I think Jameis Winston's going to keep riding this momentum, and he's going to throw 2 touchdowns, and he's going to win the game.
Jameis going to eat some more dubs, man.
And alone.
All right, so we got the New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans, and this is another one that's like, ugh.
Wow.
I'm going to go with New England gets back-to-back, even though they probably don't want to win back-to-back. They just wanted to beat the Jets last week. I guess I'm going to take New England.
I have to. This is
No, wait a second. No, I take that back. I'm going Tennessee because of the defense, and I don't think that Drake May is going to play. So never mind. I take that back. I'm going Tennessee.
You know what? Let's just do it. Tennessee. Why not? I have no dog in this one.
This is another game I'm going to stay away from, but
Yeah.
take the highest total under points. Highest total under points.
Other one.
All right, so then we got the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going Atlanta. Dallas has just been not looking right.
Yeah, it's not prime time, so Kirk Cousins will pick Falcons.
Oh, my God.
Dude, at least you don't have to do this at the end like I do, man. You can get yours out of the way quick.
I'm going to pick Dallas.
Picking Dallas. I like it, man. You gotta ride with your boys, man. All right, so now we got the Raiders and the Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals. I think they're going to get right on this one, and Joe Burrow's going to have himself a good game, man. I think Jamar Chase maybe gets 1, maybe 2 touchdowns.
Agreed. Bengals over Raiders.
Yeah, Bengals for sure. They win by 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
So then we got the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens, and like I was saying before, I'm kind of feeling the Denver Broncos. So I'm going to take the Denver Broncos, and what I think will probably be an upset over the Baltimore Ravens.
You take that upset. I'm taking Ravens over this one. I think Lamar and King Henry just run over everybody.
Yeah, I don't think the Ravens lose 2 games in a row. I got the Ravens.
I'll have to give Lamar some credit. I've been slightly a Lamar. Anti-Lamar, if you will.
Yeah, progress, baby.
He's playing really good this season. I'll give him credit where credit is due. He's playing pretty good this
folks.
season.
This is what we do from here on Views from the Stands. We grow. We grow as people.
I'm still not taking him as the clutch guy or something like that, but he's playing pretty good, man. I have to give him
mid-season, we're gonna talk about Anthony Edwards being good.
Yes, I was gonna say
No. No. We're good. Anthony Edwards already has enough credit in his own mind that he doesn't need my help with that. So
wait, we'll keep these receipts come mid-season.
That game is still close, by the way.
We'll circle back.
It's 91-80 now.
Oh, no.
It's okay.
Yeah, they took off.
It's okay. All right, so we got Chicago Bears, the Arizona Cardinals. This one's gonna be interesting. Man, I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears actually taking this one. I think DeAndre Swift is gonna have a big game because that Cardinals defense is lousy.
Bears.
Very good.
I'm so iffy on this, man.
I know.
So iffy on this.
Stay away again. You gonna pass?
I'll tell you right now, though, what I'm not iffy on is a DeAndre Swift anytime touchdown.
Agreed.
All right.
So I'm staying away from that game.
All right, so now we're moving on. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars heading out to Philadelphia to take on Eagles. I'm going to go Eagles fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Los pájaros.
That would be birds.
Means birds. Yeah, there you go. Look, he's learning.
Yeah, see, right? I got Pereira right the other day. I got the tongue rolling.
And it means something else, too, but we're not going to talk about that.
All right, we got the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks, man. I already been rating a Raven by a couple minutes ago. I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams. They looking pretty good with Matthew Stafford and them boys.
Rams are going to keep rolling.
Yeah, I got the Rams too, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Rams win by a field goal.
I like it. That's an interesting game, man. All right, so we got the Detroit Lions against the Green Bay Packers. If Jordan Love plays, this is probably the game of the day. I'm going to go, depending on if Jordan Love plays. If Jordan Love plays, I got to go. I'm going to go with Green Bay taking it. If not, clearly Detroit is playing lights out right now. But so I'm going to be. I'll go Green Bay. Just make it easy.
I got Detroit.
I'm gonna say Detroit and also pick the less total points over. Less total points over, folks.
Not
I mean,
bad.
it's gonna be a high-scoring game.
All right, so and I don't know how this still stuck around to be the Sunday night game, but we got the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings. Man, it's going to be tough. I really, really want the Colts to win just to stay relevant with the AFC. But I got to go with the Minnesota Vikings in this one, man. I think the Minnesota Vikings have been playing really well. The defense, they'll probably – well, it is Flacco now. I would say if it was Anthony Richardson, they're guaranteed to get probably 2 interceptions. Flacco can sling it around, but I'm going to go Minnesota.
Yes, primetime matchup, man. Joe Flacco versus Sam Darnold. Let's go. But I got Minnesota taking the edge in this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game right at the end because the Colts defense is pretty good, but I think the Vikings are just going to put up more points, so they're going to take it.
All right, and to close it out on Monday Night Football, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go crazy here, and I'm going to go Tampa Bay. I think that the Kansas City has just been not playing up to their standards, and they're gonna slip on one. And Baker Mayfield's been slinging that ball around a lot. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay in the upset.
Just gonna keep this short, man. I've already said my piece. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going with Kansas City, and this is gonna be the first game Mahomes does not throw a pick.
Exactly. I told you we suck at picking passes off. That's our specialty.
Well, ladies and gents, we are going to go ahead and wrap this thing up for the night, man. It's episode 20. We are so happy and thankful that you guys have stuck around with us this long to make it through number 20. We hope to get another 20, maybe 50, maybe 100 more to go. We really appreciate everything that you guys have done for us. And please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family. You want to come on the show and let us know and talk with us? Leave the comments out there, man. Mr. Beeson, you got anything for number 20 before we get out of here, man?
I was going to say it's been a great ride so far. It's going to be a great ride moving forward. And, guys, like we said, hit us up anytime you guys want to be on. Anything you want to say at all, just hit us up on here. Let us know you guys want to get on. We'll get you on here. We'll get you hooked up. And it's going to be great content. That's what we do, man. We want to do this for you guys. We don't do this for anything else. Like, we're not here like the big time sports media markets or whatever, where we just kind of gatekeep and keep away from you guys. We want you guys to come on the show. We want you guys to be a part of this. So, hey, like Steve said, like, subscribe, comment. We'll get you on here. It's going to be a great time.
Definitely. And if you guys don't want to be on the show, you just want to be a part of the show, but not show your face or have your voice on it, you can just write in the comments, ask us some questions, or if not, talk smack to us. We'll respond. We'll put your comment up on the screen. You'll see it in the YouTube episode. Obviously, you won't hear it on the Spotify episode, but, well, you will if we mention it, but you'll see it on the screen. We'll get you involved, man. We'll get you involved. But yes, please like, subscribe, please share. It will be greatly appreciated. And guys, the next few weeks, we're not going to do a Saturday morning show like we usually do, but don't worry, it's going to be back on and popping in the third week of November, and we out of here, baby.
There we go. Well, yeah, we appreciate what you guys done, like we were saying before, man. Good night, and stay safe out there, guys.
Peace!
Peace.